Crime Curious is a true crime podcast that takes an in-depth look into real cases through the lens of a trained investigator and former prosecutor turned judge.
If you are sensitive to expletives, anatomical descriptions, and accurate descriptions of crime scenes, this podcast may not be suitable for you.
Welcome to Crime Curious. I'm Charnell.
I'm Megan.
I'm Brainbath Jason.
Hi, guys. Shake the gree-gree.
So loud.
Super loud. It was aggressive. I'm sorry.
So, just so you guys know,
Just
that
so excited.
introduction was the very first time we've hit record in what will be our last studio move.
Some people call it a final resting place.
It is.
It's Halloween, guys.
It is how you guys should know we are actually recording this at 9:30 at night on Halloween.
That's right.
Yep. We're drinking Witch's Brew.
This is Halloween. Halloween.
Should we mention our wine stopper?
It is a crystal penis.
Dick.
It is from Tasha, our lovely Patreon and friend Tasha, who sent us that or gave me that.
Balls.
Yeah, we will post pictures. This is a lovely space that I put together. We're back in my home, but in the basement of my home, a total redo of my basement.
It's our biggest and best studio yet.
It's our biggest podcast table.
So big.
It is.
We have
So big.
We have so much room.
All the space
all
Yes.
the
for
activities.
all the activities.
We do, and it's actually really, really nice. And I want to do a special shout out. Special shout out to Patreon Katie, who is so generous to our podcast. And just so you guys know, we did not know Katie prior to starting this podcast, however many freaking years ago, almost 6. Are we going on almost 6? Yeah. Set 5? I don't know. It's been a lot of years.
Yeah, I mean,
But 2021, I think is when I started.
Yeah.
January 2021. So she's been an early listener and such a supporter of ours. But unbeknownst to her, she just happened to write me and say, do you like wax melts?
I
And
love
said,
wax.
yes.
Anywhere.
Love them.
Melted,
Multiple
solid.
uses. Yes. Love it. So I get this surprise in the mail, and it is a Friends Cup wax warmer.
Central Perk.
Central Perk. It says Central Perk. She knows our love and affection for
And
the Friends.
All of you that have
show.
been subjected to our terrible Friends references over the past few years know this.
Yes,
And
exactly.
If you don't, do better. Listen
yeah,
closer.
listen more.
do better.
Listen more.
Listen,
Megan says do
listen
better.
more. In fact, go back and listen again.
I say
start over.
listen more. And I promise I'll make this quick, but I open it up and I burst into tears because she had no idea of knowing that I had moved the studio out of our downtown space that I was renting back to my home because I had finished the basement remodel that I did by myself. My husband did
That's not what
two.
your husband said.
He will
My
tell people.
husband did 2 items.
Blood, sweat, and
Sounds like he did
tears.
it all from what he told me.
That's what I heard.
I love him so much and will always give him his flowers because he makes me a lot of things.
He
but
does.
This was my labor of love.
You did this.
On purpose because I needed to. You appreciate your space. You create better in your space that you worked hard for. And so I wanted to do all of it. And the inspiration behind the design was from the drawing that Megan's mother drew for us that I have
I get
hanging.
to stare at it all the
You
time
do?
in the right. I love that.
I strategically placed your position so that you could see that. And she titled it In Harmony.
Yes.
And so that is why I designed this space, my entire basement space.
Jason, I
around
don't know
this.
if you know the story behind it, but there's one of those crystals is for each of us.
Yes.
No, I
three-
I was there when you brought
Okay,
it to the last
gotcha.
studio. And
I couldn't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
Yep. So that it is designed around that.
Mine's
but
a thick one, right?
Sure, it's the thick crystal in
Yes,
there.
Jason.
I'm certain of it,
That's
Jay.
the one.
Mine's the short one, of course, as
Right.
usual.
She did seem impressed with me at the wedding.
Everyone was because
Yeah.
he was an usher.
That's
In
exactly
case
it.
you didn't hear.
Yes. Lord. Oh, it's really even funnier on the episodes you weren't on recently
Oh,
that we
Jason.
recorded.
Bitches. You bitches.
Please go back and listen.
Our whole listeners are in on an inside story that you're not.
Awesome. Great.
Correct.
But
Well, it is beautiful. So yes,
Thank you.
Katie.
My favorite story about the Friends warmer, wax warmer, is that what we're calling it?
it
Yeah.
is. It's a friend's wax
Was
warmer.
that when it came, Charnell's husband's like, well, that's got to be from Jason because he's the only one of your friends that is obsessed with Friends.
No.
And her response was, do you think he has any idea what fucking Scentsy is?
She sent it from Scentsy, the brand company,
Yeah.
right? But the
and
reason
I admittedly do not.
the reason that he said that is because the
First thing you see.
first thing you see when you walk into this studio is a Friends poster that you gave me over a decade ago.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that too, because in this space, I made sure to pay homage to both of you in a very special way for what you mean to me and what you've brought to this podcast. And I needed it in our space. And so that's why I burst into tears when Katie sent us that wax warmer, because I said, you really have no idea how perfect this is for this space. This is more than just a wax warmer. And the colors match perfectly to everything, to your mother's drawing, to obviously the Friends theme. But I also have the exact mug that the warmer is upstairs, and I drink from it every other day.
Do not mix those up.
Ooh.
Nope, definitely don't. Definitely don't.
I did once accidentally drink pot.
Yeah, that too.
No, I didn't drink it.
Potpourri.
But I drank potpourri when I was a kid because
Oh,
my mom had it in a
no.
thing that looked like a crock pot, and I took a spoon and tried it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And I wasn't like
a
like
simmer pot.
I was a child, but I was like 11.
I grabbed a handful of some to eat like it was a snack on a table once.
Yeah.
Why do they make it look like there's chips in
Right.
there?
Yeah, it looked like it looked.
Was
good.
that a rye chip?
It
I thought
looked
that was
good.
a
It
rye.
smelled good. It
It does.
tasted terrible.
Like
Yeah.
nature.
Yeah.
It tasted like nature.
With
Perfume.
perfect.
Perfume
Yes,
and
exactly.
nature
Yeah.
and-
It was grandma's neck
Oh.
and nature.
It's like
Oh,
grandma's
yeah, it burned.
First
it
of
was
all,
awful.
that should be a candle scent.
Grandma's neck.
Yes. It's a far better scent than Uncle Ed's lap. That's
Yeah.
a way better.
So
it's a way
true.
better scent.
So true.
That's another episode.
It sure
Right.
is.
Neighbor's
crime
basement.
episode.
Neighbor's basement's a different
Yeah.
smell. We're going to have our own line of candles, clearly.
Are.
Or at least, hey, Scentsy, sponsor us.
Somebody contact
We
us.
have a
Let us
line-
do this.
We have a line of wax melts to put in our central perk warmer from Katie.
That's
FYI,
right.
as we're recording all of this for an episode we've actually prepared for, we should have been saving this
For the brain
for
bath.
the brain bath.
Fair,
Right.
Fair.
Right.
Yeah, you're a general audience. We just wanted you to know. Charnell was super excited to show this, and it's
I was.
beautiful.
And
I
it's
love
a
it here.
wonderful space.
I don't
and
wanna
feel
leave.
very at home.
I'm
I don't
so
want to
glad.
leave. This is my new favorite hangout
We might
place.
live here now.
I'm so glad. That was my point. And we'll post, like I said, we'll post pictures. But
Yeah.
I needed to find a space that was
We
both
could
feminine and
have our
masculine.
spouses sit on the couch over there staring at us while we record.
Oh my god, that'd be fucking hysterical.
I think it
Really,
would be.
actually.
I think they'd like it.
No, we
But
could
you
give
know
them
what?
Drinks.
It's in the vows.
If we give them
Thou
drinks
shalt
for-
not do what I say or something.
I
No,
think
that's
it was
a
the-
commandment.
I think
I
it's-
don't know.
I think the
it's
way
the for worse part.
well Megan the way Megan read mine were for good times and not so great.
Yes.
Oh, good call.
Yeah.
This is the
there
not
are
so
no
great
there are
times.
no bad times.
Yep.
Just the not so great
The
times.
not so great times.
I'm a linguist.
It was yeah.
This is when we make our
Cunning. I'm a cunning linguist. Is
Sure.
that what you were going to say?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
Gonna say that
when
at
we
all.
make our
Sounded like
spouses
it.
sit on that couch, it's going to be the not so great
Thera-
times.
therapy couch.
But we're going to love
Naughty
it.
chair.
Yes.
It looks like a therapy
You've
couch.
been a bad spouse. You have to watch us podcast for 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Don't talk. Put your hands on your knees.
Right.
And you have to stay awake.
There's not a microphone in front of you. No
We'll-
one will hear
We
you.
will give them Red Bull
No one will hear you.
and they have to
Make
stay
them
awake.
stay awake. Shit, we can't give my husband with a heart condition Red Bull,
Also
by the
true.
way. But anyway, this is not a Patreon episode. Let's just move on.
Okay.
The point is,
If you've stuck
thank
around
you.
this long.
Yeah.
Yep, lots of gratitude. If
Thank
this
you.
is your first episode, we actually don't usually do banter this much in the beginning, unless you're a Patreon.
We're super
we'll do a
excited
little
about
bit,
our new
but
space, so
we-
get used to it.
we are very excited about our new space, and so thank you for listening for this long and allowing us that, because that's not usually a
Totally
part
be
of our.
worth it in like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yep. We're going to get to it because I actually have a really important case to bring to us today.
Do it.
And I want to thank Brooke for today's missing person awareness case that she is bringing us. Some of you who are true crime enthusiasts have possibly heard of this before, and this will be a good refresher because I do think that it's important just to continue to say missing people's names to keep their spirit going and kind of in the forefront of our minds. Okay. So this is the missing person case of Shane Fell. So let me tell you about Shane. He was born October 9th, 1974. So he's an October baby. And he studied metalwork and jewelry at the University of Louisiana at Lafayette.
Okay.
Another Louisiana case. At the time of his disappearance, he was living in Harvey, Louisiana, and worked as a senior technical advisor for Verifone. Do you remember Verifone?
I do.
Yeah.
Are they still around?
No.
I didn't think so either.
Maybe.
I figured like
Wasn't
Verizon.
it like VERIFONE?
Yes.
Verifone? Yeah, they might be.
They potentially are not well known around our area,
No.
though. On the evening of June 10th, 2011, so this case is, 24 years old as we record it? 24. That was wrong math. 14.
Yes.
I
There you
added
go.
too much. 2011.
Math is hard.
It can be, yes. Shane, I actually just misspoke in that case. I wasn't even really trying to do math, but Shane Fell and his brother Brett Fell. They were out shooting pool with 8 of their other friends at a place called Rum Runners. Now, this was a daiquiri bar that was in Barataria Boulevard in Marrero, Louisiana. So,
Marrero.
Tasha,
sure
sorry
she'll
if
tell
that's
us.
wrong.
It's
I know.
Marrero, but in a better accent.
Barataria Boulevard in Marrero, Louisiana. Brett Fell was said to be in a pool tournament, so the brother, Brett, that Shane was watching. They finished around 12:30 a.m. and they left in separate vehicles. Shane had had a few beers, but was not reported to be visibly drunk. That is a very important part of this case. On his way home, Shane had actually lost control of his vehicle on a winding, narrow stretch of a road, and his car flipped.
Oh, shit.
And it landed in a ditch on River Road between Marrero Road and Klein Road. Some have speculated that he took the way home to avoid some common DUI checkpoints.
Yep.
So it was a little bit more windy and turny and back roads, a little out of the way, but it was just off the mainstream roads because, as a hypothesis, we don't really know, but was potentially to just kind of avoid police officers that might have been out at 12:30 a.m. We know that Shane was able to climb out of the passenger side window. He was wearing his seatbelt. He did not have to unlatch it to get out of the vehicle. Police later find small spots of blood on the seatbelt, and the seatbelt is still latched. So that's how we know that he didn't unlatch the seatbelt and that he was wearing it.
He basically had to slide himself out of it.
He
when
did.
you're upside down in a car,
Not
speaking
that
from
hard.
experience, you sometimes are
I was gonna
disoriented
say.
and you don't necessarily think, oh, maybe I should try to unlatch it. Or it might not have unlatched. So you just slide it off and crawl out.
Yep.
And then you fall down onto the hood of the car or onto the roof of the car.
Yes.
It's very disorienting.
Now, his brother Brett, I added an N in there out of habit for people that I know, so apologies about that. But Brett had actually called Shane's cell phone to double check that he had made it home okay. And this is where Brett learns of the crash. The phone call happened at 12:40 a.m. and took about 3 minutes. According to Brett, he sounded coherent, meaning Shane sounded coherent and oriented to time and place.
Okay.
Shane told Brett that he wasn't injured. He told his brother that he was going to find a way home from the accident, but his brother told him that, no, you're going to stay right there. I'm going to come pick you up. A few minutes later, Shane called his brother back. So they hung up after the 3 minutes. Shane calls him back, and Brett said that he sounded a little panicky in this call, but he thought it was because he was shaken up from the car accident, maybe, some adrenaline coming down and he's realizing he was in an accident. Shane wanted to make sure that Brett really was on his way. So Brett assured him that he'd be there quickly. Now, that was the last time that anyone saw or heard from Shane Fell. He has not been heard or seen seen or heard from since.
Okay.
By the time that Brett got to where Shane's car was lying upside down in the ditch, which took about 20 minutes later from the end of the second phone call, there were already several police officers and EMTs at the scene. A man who'd been driving down River Road spotted the overturned car and called 911. He told the dispatcher that the car's windshield wipers were moving, but he wasn't sure if there was anyone inside the vehicle. So he was afraid that someone was trapped in the car. So the dispatcher said that she would send police and EMS to the accident site. In the few minutes that it took them to get there, Shane was gone. According to the accident report, firefighters and state troopers started searching the area at 1:30 a.m., but didn't find any sign of Shane. So remember, they left rum runners at 12:30.
I'm going to tell you right now, from many years of doing these type of investigations, either prosecution or as my current position, their immediate thought, you guys, is that you have a drunk driver who got in a wreck who's run, because failing to leave the scene of an accident is a small misdemeanor, but operating while intoxicated can be a bitch.
Yeah.
So people do run. They take off.
Yeah.
So they're actively looking for him. They want to make sure he's not injured, but there are definitely police officers on the scene who are like, we're looking for somebody who's run and who had too much to drink and caused an accident.
Yeah. Officers were actually dispatched to Shane's home to see if he had gotten a ride there.
Absolutely.
After failing to find him at his house, one of the officers went to the emergency room at West Jefferson Hospital to see if Shane had sought treatment there. After determining that Shane wasn't at the hospital, police concluded that alcohol had likely been a factor in the crash, and Shane was probably hiding out somewhere to avoid being charged with driving while intoxicated, as you kind of indicated here, Megan. Shane's family and friends didn't believe that Shane was simply hiding from police. They were worried for his safety and spent the next 3 days scouring the area surrounding where his car went off the road, hoping to find some sort of clue about his whereabouts. His sister-in-law, Amber Fell, noted, quote, "I've been in the ditches. I've been in the mud. We've been on the trails, the railroad tracks, abandoned warehouses. We didn't find anything."
I'm
end
wondering
quote.
if there's we're in the bayou. We're in Louisiana. I guess my question was, are there bayous near there? Were there very swampy areas near there? Because you could just disappear, guys.
Well, and I'm thinking if he called and someone was on the scene where he called from within 20 minutes, an average person walks about an 18-minute mile.
Assuming you're not injured.
If he's injured or
And
intoxicated.
he said he wasn't. He said he
in-
wasn't injured.
In not flat ground, it's less than a mile, obviously. So less than a mile radius of his car.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, it couldn't have gone that far, but I don't know what the terrain and area is like. Is it bayou?
I don't know.
Is it swamps? Are there nature and animals that could have?
I mean, like alligators, but
like, again, leaving the scene of a drunken accident.
it's more likely.
And wandering into a swamp.
But at the same time, he knew his brother was on his way there. He knew his brother was coming to get him.
For sure. And so,
how far was he really gonna
you would
wander?
deduce that he would just stay put.
Stay where the car is.
Right.
Like, why are you walking anywhere?
I think he might have.
The Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office also concluded that searches in the wooded area near where Shane wrecked his car and scoured the nearby Mississippi River levee, Jefferson Parish Sergeant Larry Dice told reporters that investigators didn't believe that Shane's disappearance was due to foul play. He noted that Shane had told his brother he was going to try to find a ride home. Detectives believed that he had voluntarily walked away and would show up when he was ready. Shane's loved ones were certain that he would have contacted them if he were able to.
Okay, I'm going to stop you for a second
Sure.
because it's been bothering me because I'm like, I know where Marrero is. I know where it's because Marrero is like right next to Westwego, and I have friends that live there. They're on the south side of the Mississippi River, by the way, the other side of New Orleans. You can literally see New Orleans from across the river. They are the closest to the Jean Lafitte National Historic Park. That's right in the middle. That is all swamp. That is the bayou. They are in the bayou. So he is potentially, even if he's on busy streets, still in the middle of nowhere, if that makes sense in terms of ability to get lost or not be found.
And he really should have stayed put when he was waiting
Right.
for Brett
Absolutely.
to pick him up.
Well,
But just because you say you're okay after you flip over doesn't mean you
You're-
didn't
that
hit
you
your
didn't hit
head.
your head.
correct. I mean, I have a whole bunch of hypotheses.
Sure. Well, and Shane's loved ones do too, because they're like, listen, if he was able to, he would contact us. They thought that he had to have either been a victim of foul play or been involved in some kind of accident after he crashed the car. It was unclear what type of injuries he might have sustained when he flipped over the car. Although he told his brother that he was fine, it was possible that he had hit his head or suffered internal injuries that hadn't been readily apparent. Police determined that Shane was not wearing his seatbelt at the time of the accident.
Really?
And and his car had flipped over at least once, but it was very possible that he had had some kind of head injury. But my understanding is that there was blood on the car seat belt and that it had been clipped, like he hadn't unclipped it.
Right. Because it's unlikely that he would have clipped it afterwards.
Right. You don't
Correct.
You don't take off your seatbelt, get out, and then put that back.
I mean, especially when you're either upside down or on your side. I think you said upside down.
He flipped the car.
This is interesting.
Well, this is why the family's concerned.
They should be.
Yes. Shane's sister-in-law, Amber, worried that Shane had either fallen into the river and had been too injured to get back out, or he'd been picked up by someone who harmed him. She noted that Shane had been very close with his family. He had recently moved back to Louisiana after living in Savannah, Georgia, and didn't have a large network of friends. He spent a lot of time with family members, and it was completely out of character for him to go without contacting them for days at a time. He also was really loving his job as a technical writer and wasn't the type of person to miss work without calling ahead of time. Now, there were search dogs that came in, and they combed the area surrounding the accident site on June 14th, 2011. It had rained, and the grass in the area had been mowed after the accident. So these factors did make things difficult for the search dogs. They were unable to determine which direction Shane had gone after he had climbed out of his car. Helicopters scanned the area from above, but also came up empty-handed. On Friday, June 17th, 2011, Shane's friends and family held a candlelight vigil at the accident site to raise awareness about Shane's disappearance and to pray for his safe return. Brett, who had taken a leave of absence from his job so he could concentrate on searching for Shane, told reporters, quote, "I would give everything I have to find my brother. Without him, my life isn't the same, and it will never be the same," end quote. The night before the vigil, friends spent some time on the road where the accident had taken place exactly 1 week earlier. They counted how many cars passed by at that hour and noted that there was enough traffic on the road that someone had to have seen Shane as he walked away from his wrecked car, if that's truly what happened. They were certain that someone in the area had information about what happened to Shane, and they pleaded with anyone to come forward. Brett admitted that he was afraid people would forget about his brother. He said, quote, "People might slowly forget, but we're not. We're going to keep reminding them that we're out here. We're not going to stop looking for him," end quote. Family members were working with members of the Texas search team to conduct another search of the area where Shane had last been seen. Tim Miller, the founder of the Texas EQU search, is what it's called, EQUU.
Interesting.
Search.
EQU.
Yeah, said that the case was one of the most perplexing ones that he'd ever seen. He didn't believe that Shane had fallen into the Mississippi River and was hoping that another search of the area might provide clues as to what had happened to the missing man. 3 weeks after Shane vanished, his family raised money to have a billboard placed on Interstate 10. They hoped that the billboard, which had a picture of Shane and information about his case, would bring in some fresh tips for investigators. The Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office was continuing to investigate the disappearance, but detectives admitted that they had exhausted all leads and still had no idea what happened to Shane after he wrecked his car. He literally seemed to vanish. Weeks turned into months, and Shane's fate remained a mystery. Although his loved ones did everything they could to keep his name in the public eye, by September 2011, the case was in danger of growing cold. Shane's trail ended at the site of the accident. His cell phone hadn't been used since he spoke to his brother, and his bank accounts and credit cards remained untouched. Shane's family continued to distribute missing person flyers throughout the area, and they received several tips from people who believed they had seen Shane. The witnesses said he appeared to be homeless and possibly had a head injury. He was last seen near the West Bank Expressway over Labor Day weekend. The tips filled the family with hope that Shane was still alive, and they announced that they were offering a $10,000 reward for information leading to his recovery. Months went by, and it was clear the case had stalled. As the first anniversary of Shane's disappearance approached, his family knew little more than that he had, on the night he went missing, like he went to Rum Runners with Brett, watched him play a pool, right, and then left and got into an accident. Brett admitted, quote, "We still have no pertinent information about Shane's whereabouts. We constantly think about him every day and we love him," end quote. According to the family, they hadn't heard anything from investigators in months, but they continued to pray that they would soon get answers. Brett said they wanted closure more than anything. He said he's hoping that he's out there, and he's thinking that something bad could have happened and that it must have happened pretty quick. Maybe he was trying to walk away. Maybe he made his way into the street and somebody might have hit him or something and then took his body and tried to cover it up.
Yeah, I feel like there would have been some evidence of that.
I would hope so, but I don't know. I don't know what a hit and run looks like.
Well, did somebody think that they'd pick him up and just like go to drop him off to a hospital, and then he wandered away from the hospital if he had a head injury, or he just wandered off and got lost, period? Or
but
maybe.
someone would, like, they had to put pictures of him out.
Yep.
If he was at a hospital, even
That's
as a John Doe,
Yeah.
there had been photos of his face.
Right. Well, and I'm not saying he went in the hospital. I'm saying somebody picks him up, drops him off at the hospital, and he
never
wanders
went
away.
into the hospital, right, because he was disoriented.
I'm wondering how close he, again, we've looked at the map and it's all by you, and I'm just wondering how close he was to the actual Mississippi.
Close.
Like within walking distance?
It would have been, and if he was heading, well, I guess we don't know what way he was heading from Marrero. I was just thinking he was heading between Marrero and Westwego.
Again, if nature, gators.
Yeah, but they don't just come out and attack.
No,
now,
but if he
fall
had stumbled into a swamp,
fair,
and because he has a head injury and he's disoriented,
Correct.
and he's just trying to wander off, and like, I can walk a little bit and maybe I'll get a ride.
I mean,
and he wanders off and falls into a swamp, and there wouldn't be much left
drowned,
of him.
right?
Or drowned, or was eaten, or
Right.
something else, or awful.
well, I mean, you can have, I guess, some delayed deficits with a head injury, but let's keep in mind that immediately following the accident, he appeared to be oriented person, place, and time, and had a full conversation with his brother twice.
Mm-hmm.
So he had a cell phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
It has not pinged since his last conversation with his brother. Yeah.
See, I mean, that's...
Again,
you either shut your cell phone off so it won't ping when you're running, or someone else shuts your cell phone off.
right.
Mhm.
Or
And
the third option is, again, you go into an area where your cell phone
just
no longer will work, like
doesn't work
the
and it's
bottom of a
gone.
body of water.
Right.
Right.
So again, the options in my eyes are he disappeared into a body of water, or something very nefarious happened,
How
and
do you-
someone
Explain the sightings.
people see what they want to see.
They do.
They're
right.
like, hey, I saw a guy who looked like this.
But everybody's best case scenario is that, you saw somebody that looked like that. He had a head injury. He's lost. He wandered off. He doesn't know who he is anymore.
Yeah,
like, that's your best case. That's what
if
you hope for.
Right. I just feel like if you give a description of somebody, someone will see somebody who they think looks like them.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think that
don't know
happens a
that
lot.
Well, I'm assuming his picture was plastered all over the news.
It was. They had a billboard. Yeah, it was the news.
Yeah.
They had a
And
they had a
this-
billboard. They
and-
were offering a $10,000 reward.
So I'm assuming, let's assume people are doing their jobs. that
It's always
if somebody,
a hard
I know,
assumption.
if somebody said, "Oh, I saw him. He was by a burn barrel in this alley," would they explore that option?
I don't know.
Hard to say.
Ask some questions. Someone would have asked some questions, like, "Hey,
Maybe they did.
and I'll give you some free
And
hot
came
dogs."
up came up empty.
Right.
There's nothing to say that law enforcement didn't investigate those claims. They just didn't get anything from them.
Or based on how our minds work, somebody picked him up.
Yes.
And never to be seen again.
Right.
Because he's on one of these back roads in the middle of nowhere where that's where the weirdos
It
go.
certainly wouldn't surprise me if someone even accidentally hit him.
Yes. Bayou Barry freaking picked him up and was like, "Hey, boy, you got a pretty mouth." And then picked him up and he was never be seen again.
Mm-hmm. That's always a possibility.
I just feel like anybody who is picking somebody up from the scene for nefarious reasons, that's a lot of evidence to leave behind. That's somebody who they're going to come looking for. Police are going to be on scene soon. It's not very clean if you're just going to take someone for the wrongdoing. I don't feel
But
this.
it's a vulnerable person.
It is.
Even though it's a young male, it's a vulnerable person who may have had, like I said, if he's staggering around with a head injury.
Would you just pick somebody up from the scene of an accident either and be like, I'm just going to take them and do something nice, like drop them off to a hospital?
No.
Okay. And I thought that too. And then I had a case a while back where I had a guy failed to report an accident, left the scene because he was drunk, and some hillbilly on the back road literally did pick him up and take him home. And then the police came knocking later. Well, I don't know. Someone must have stole my car. Right? People do pick you up and for no bad reasons at all. And that guy did drop him off at home. He didn't call an ambulance. He didn't call the popo. He's like, no problem, buddy. I've been where you've been before. Mm-hmm. Where do you need a ride to?
Mm-hmm.
That could have happened.
Sure. Yeah. Let me complicate things more for us.
If that happened,
wait, you have more?
But
I do.
But Megan, if someone picked him up for a nice reason, where'd he go?
He might have wandered off, or something bad happened to him once he got to his new location.
Let me complicate it more for you.
Fine.
At the time of his disappearance, Shane was carrying a Georgia driver's license as he had just moved back to Louisiana and hadn't changed his address with the DMV. Some of his friends pointed out that he might have hitchhiked out of the area and eventually made his way back to Georgia. If he had sustained a head injury, it's possible that he was suffering from memory loss and thought that he still lived in Savannah, Georgia. Searches there, however, failed to yield any evidence of him.
He would have had to have been moving pretty fast for an injured man. Unless somebody, pick somebody up who was wandering around near a car crash on the side of the road and say, "You want me to take you to Atlanta?"
Well, no.
Hey.
I'm picturing like how far you're going. I'm from Savannah, so how far will you take me?
I'll take you to New Orleans, and after that, it's on you.
Mm-hmm. And then just let New Orleans swallow him, or wherever they were going swallow him. Over the years, Shane's family has continued to search for him. His mother, Terry Fell, is convinced that her son is still alive but doesn't remember who he is.
Aww.
There have been several reported sightings of Shane in various homeless encampments, but to date, none of them have been confirmed. So just for the record, Shane Fell is a white man born on October 9th, 1974. Do the math.
52.
Do the homework.
51, 52.
So he would be 51.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it's 2025 right now. So, 51. Shane has brown hair, hazel eyes. He stands 6 foot to 6'2". He weighs 190 to 210 pounds, usually when he can eat regularly. He wears contact lenses, has a mole under his left eye, and has a scar on his chin.
We have identifiable marks.
He does.
He's
Yep.
an above average size man.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to put this out there because you just never know. If you have any information regarding the disappearance of Shane Fell, please contact the Jefferson Parish Police or Sheriff's Department, at 504-364-5300.
This was 14 years ago?
It was 2011.
14 years ago.
So
15 years ago.
Yeah, that's just a terrible case, and it hits close to home because, I know people from the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office. I've been to conferences with them in New Orleans.
Yeah. He literally disappeared, you guys.
Yeah. He's just gone.
I'm not a neurologist, but
you play one on TV?
I play one on TV.
Did you stay at a Holiday Inn Express?
At a Holiday Inn. I think that if he had suffered substantial head injury to cause that much memory loss, that.
Speaking of
yeah.
memory loss, you all right?
Yeah.
It is 10 o'clock on Halloween night. It's been a long day.
I told you before we started, CTE is a bitch.
Yeah.
But if he had suffered substantial memory loss, that he would have, the injury would have caused more than, like, I'm unconscious head injury.
I don't know. I really don't. The only
to the point
reason
where he doesn't know who he is or where he lives.
You know what? The only reason I don't agree with
That's
you
not just a concussion.
is
That's
because
a traumatic brain injury.
Yeah.
The only reason I don't agree with you is because my husband is a stroke survivor, a 3-time stroke survivor, and 1 minute he seemed like normal and oriented, and the next minute he thought I was his sister. So
Weird.
the way
Awkward. Way to make it weird, man.
We've done some real freaky shit if I was his sister. So just saying, I can see why, like,
I can see why that's what his family wants, though,
shit.
right?
Absolutely. Yes. And
Well,
so
we can hypothesize all day, but the fact remains he's missing, and there's literally no clue to lead anybody anywhere at this point, or they wouldn't still be asking.
Nope. But if you saw him, you picked him up, and you happen to be listening to Crime Curious, and you think now's the time that I should contact the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Department, please do.
Was it along Highway 10?
Yeah. Interstate
somewhere around Marrero, Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
On what date?
It was
Mid-June.
in early June 2011.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See if you recall seeing a car flipped over or a person wandering around.
Yes. I'm sorry, an advertisement started to play on my computer when I moved my mouse. And you know what? I don't even know if I'll edit that out.
Very creepy because it was karmically angelic for whatever reason.
For sure. And it's Halloween, and I'm probably just going to leave that in there. Yeah.
This is a haunted episode.
Just leave it a little longer.
She's out.
Okay. I do want to thank Brooke again for that suggestion. We really like to bring awareness to especially missing person cases, and an important.
I don't like these ones.
I know
because they make it hard to sleep at night.
None of us do.
Charnell, what are you bathing us with?
Let's see. Okay, I have this little book.
The Tears of Our Enemies.
Well,
I might prefer that.
Only
to what I think you're giving me.
Only if the tears of our enemies.
Yes.
Enemies?
Yeah.
Enemies.
Enemy.
I have to tell you, the later it gets at night, the less we can talk, you guys.
The cognition is gone.
Holy crap.
I think that's what my wife said the other day. Enemy?
No, she didn't.
No, she did
You
not.
hoped she did, but because she's your wife.
You're responding to the voices again.
My defense judge is I thought that's what she said.
Nope.
Enemy. She was saying you're my enemy, not you must enter me. See the difference?
Tomato.
Oh, shit. I'm giving you some stories from the delightful book that Tasha gifted me when she was here, our little New Orleans.
My favorite title of the book.
It's a Louisiana case, so we've got to bring up our Louisiana.
I can't believe you're doing this to me because you know how I feel about this topic in general.
You know how I do.
You think it's funny.
It's one of my favorite
topics. I don't even do it in front of my own husband.
No, but you do laugh at it because you have a bunch of boys.
This is like sex, football, whiskey, and this.
The history, it's a book.
I know.
You guys, called The History of Farting by Dr.
Damn it.
Dr. Benjamin Bart. His name is one letter away from the word fart. Do you get that? Somebody recognize how serendipitous that is.
Thanks, Dr. Bart. I'm sure he's not a real doctor.
I'm sure he's
I hate
not.
you.
I don't even know what this book. I don't even know what this is.
This is a general audience episode. We can't edit all of this.
The noises are too much.
I'm leaving.
The fact that you defiantly do it again.
I'm quitting again. I don't know how many times I've resigned.
I'm not accepting resignations at this time.
Clearly.
Blood in, blood out, Megan.
Thank you.
Did you read that in the history of fart book, Jason?
Do you
You need to see it, doctor. I'm drinking more wine. I gave up.
The perfect soundbite. The fact that you're
doing this
your
to
mouth,
the general audience with me right now.
Your mouth just did the perfect soundbite. That was great. I opened it up to page 123, which is one
I want him to
That one was
leave.
wet. That was wet.
She's dismissing you. Leave.
I can't. I hope a jellyfish stings your taint.
Ouch.
Have fun peeing on that.
Nope. We already talked about this.
Be real awkward
I
for
would
both of us.
miss you.
I don't even know how you'd do that. You'd
I
have to
do.
spread it.
Hold on, let me
You'd
draw
have
a
to
picture.
go
Get me a crayon and I'll draw you a
face
picture.
down, ass up.
That's
You'd
the
have
way
to.
we liked it.
You'd have to spread it, and she would have to straddle you. That's the only way it would
General
work.
audience,
I
Megan, control
wouldn't
yourself.
do it.
I would.
I know you would.
I got you,
Thank
boo.
you.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. As you said once, Christ on a cracker.
So
I hate you. Why?
are you?
I'm taking your picture.
I might have beat a little.
So not in the new studio.
No.
All right.
It's washable.
I opened this book also serendipitously to page 123. 123.
That's the
to
same
other
combination I have in my luggage.
people. Probably.
And his locker. It's pinned to his phone.
And it's
bank
called
account.
The Musical Fart.
Of course.
By definition, the musical fart is restricted to the upper register of the tonic sulfa, and it is not as rare as you might expect. It often has to do with constriction of the buttocks, such as applied by cushions in deep leather couches,
Oh, my
so that the
God.
passage of wind is not unlike that through the reed of a soprano saxophone. Often, of course,
You're a bassoon.
the effect is lost because there never seems to be a tape recorder around when you need one.
There's one on your phone, Dr. Fart.
Dr. Benjamin Bart.
Dr. Bart.
It does sound like the
Why?
reed of a saxophone.
He sounds like a tuba.
Oh, shoot.
Your mouthpiece is loose.
Tasha, this, you know what?
You just hit your head.
This, oh my
I
God.
hate- Tasha, I hate this book.
This book
This
is
my favorite
100.
thing, Tasha.
This book is 160 pages long.
This is probably
That's
the longest book Jason will
Tasha,
ever read.
I love this book almost as much as I loved the food you made.
the
Not
160.
even
That's
close.
160 brain baths. Well, 159 now because we already read one.
All
I
about farts,
feel-
Megan. This is glorious.
I feel like
this
I
is
have
like
a
a new
migraine
lease
when
on.
you read those, and
This
I
is
won't
like
be able
a
to
new.
make it.
This is a new lease on life. This is wonderful.
Jason, this might have to be reserved for just when Megan is at judges' conferences, and we can
Fine.
only talk about them when she's not here. Which is ironic because
I'm gonna punch him.
I'm the one that doesn't fart. So, like, how are you so embarrassed by this topic?
I don't do that in front of most people either.
I know.
And I just don't find potty humor funny.
Oh my God! How did we end up best friends with her?
I prefer
You really don't.
no stories of
If somebody
inappropriate sexual
accidentally shits
experiences.
themselves, you don't think it's funny?
No, I think it's sad. I've
Oh.
seen it happen.
You think my Michael's episode was sad?
It
I do. I
is.
feel
It's
terrible
funny
for
as
you.
hell, but I
If
think it's
I
funny
was
as shit.
with you when
It
that
was sad.
happened,
It was a little sad.
I would have been helpful. I would have laughed later. In the
I would have
moment,
laughed in your face
I
in
would
the
not
store
have.
and told everyone that could hear me within shouting distance.
No, I would
This
have
is
made
the
sure
balance
you
of my friends,
Yeah.
though.
safely
Megan
got
would have
to the
taken care of
bathroom
me
and bought you
Jason-
underwear.
Yeah, you would have taken care
The
of me too, but
cashier
you
would
also
have. I would have taken care of you, but the cashier would from across the building would be like, "Oh my God, did you shit yourself?"
No, you would have gotten on the fucking microphone and been like, "Clean up in aisle 3 because my friend
Code
just
brown,
shattered."
code brown, aisle 4.
Right.
Oh my
Right.
God.
It's true. It's true.
I don't
Okay.
get paid to do this podcast.
You don't. Not even a little.
Nothing.
Not even tiny
have,
bit.
I have no explanation why. I think farts are hilarious.
Because you're a guy.
Not
Yeah,
all guys
that's
think
true.
it's
And
as
you're
funny
most
as
of
I
your
do,
IQ's in your
but
scrotum.
It is funnier than shit.
True.
I love
Testosterone.
movies where like farts, vomiting, shitting
Oh, I don't like
themselves, people gagging, people dry heaving. I think is the funniest thing in the world.
Oh my gosh. Never mind. It's a general audience episode. I'm going to keep my lips closed. Also goes on with that gagging
Don't
thing.
even.
Anyway.
Oof,
That's a
that's
whole
difficult for me
different
right now.
type of story.
Yes,
really
it is. It is
difficult.
quite hard.
But-
So we hope that you keep it curious.
And keep listening.
Or maybe it'll be a next time.
Maybe not.
Bye.
Bye-bye.